ring a bell. This is where it gets crazy. Because I was doing some research on for Germany, Austria, and Czechoslovakia, which used to be Bohemia, and then it kind of changed a little bit. But they were saying that the bells would weigh up to 50,000 pounds. 50,000 pounds. Imagine moving a 50,000 pound bell. And then imagine at the same time ringing that bell. Imagine the energy which would be created from that bell ringing. And then the materials in that cathedral at the same time all vibrating and shaking, while shaking every cell of your body, structuring or restructuring your body to begin to heal for free. And it's interesting because after World War II, they destroyed 9,000 bells. 9,000. Not one, not two, 9,000.
Have you ever wondered why so many of history's greatest bells are gone? For centuries, giant bronze bells stood above cities all across the world. Some weighed over 100 tons. Their surfaces were covered with intricate symbols, religious inscriptions, geometric patterns, and artwork that took precision and years to create. When they rang, the sound could travel for miles. Every bell had its own unique song, a combination of frequencies and complex harmonics created by its exact shape and the skill of the people who cast it. Before 1917, over 1 million bronze bells rang across the Europe and Russian Empire, and by the 1950s, every single bell had been removed and destroyed, every foundry closed, and the knowledge of how to make them sing again, lost. History tells us that countless bells were destroyed during World War II, melted down for weapons, or cracked beyond repair. But is that really true? If so many historic buildings, castles, and monuments were rebuilt after World War II, why were Thegent bells never recreated? And why did the extraordinary craftsmanship behind some of the world's largest bells seem to fade away? Did modern technology change what people valued? Or was specialized knowledge, passed down through generations of master bell founders, slowly lost over time? What do you think happened?
Now I understand why they removed the bells. Why ancient civilizations placed so much importance on instruments of resonance. Bells, drums, flutes, bowls, kalimba, tone drums, metal instruments, air instruments. Wow, instruments that fill space with waves. Because this is the key, waves. Remember, keep it inside of you, waves. And they are afraid of waves, waves that can travel, but also change the frequency of reality. And let us see, why are they afraid of waves? Resonance, vibrations, frequency, order. Are you with me? Do you want to save this place? Do you want to save the earth? Do you want to save yourself? I want to save myself. I want to remember who I am, and I'm quite sure you too. This means that we need instruments that fill space and fill water, plasma, ether, wow, wind, everything with waves. Waves that are going to expand and expand everywhere. And so we can declare this existence free of what? Of entities, free of grace, free of everybody who has forgotten the true meaning of light. Are you with me? Are you ready? Because this video is just for you. We need bells. We need bells everywhere. I want to listen bells again, expanding the sound everywhere in plasma, ether, water, rain, snow, and also inside of me and inside of you. Come on, feel it, and let me know if you are already playing an instrument at home, an instrument that can bring your water to vibrate inside of you. Do you know this feeling? Because I know it. I know how does it feel. The water, when the water starts moving within you, okay? Like this, moving. You can feel your true nature. And now we are going to talk about it. We are going to talk about how we can change already and free of complaining. Because I was complaining too. I was looking for solutions. When solutions, all kinds of solutions, were already here around us. But now let's find out how exactly bells are going to help us to free this place, this existence, from entities. Oh, I want to see this place free. Wow, it would be fantastic, wonderful. Let us listen. I want to know. And you? Are the waves? Are the vibration? All together?
Lialus. Ancient civilizations knew something. They knew that bells, metal instruments, air instruments, and instruments of resonance fill space with waves. They knew sound has power. They knew a sound wave moves through particles of light, molecules of water, and movement in the wind. They knew sound touches the field. They knew sound touches memory. They knew sound touches form. They knew an ordered frequency calls back a consciousness that's separated from itself. Because if all existence is light, then even what we call an entity also comes from light. A gray, a plasma form, a shadow, a distorted form, a consciousness trapped inside a pattern. All of it has a previous root, and that root is light. But when light becomes distorted, it forgets. When light becomes fragmented, it separates. When light becomes trapped inside a mold, it starts repeating the mold. And that is where sound enters. Sound does not come to attack. Sound comes to remind. The bell does not fight. The bell calls, the bell says, return to order, return to unity, return to constancy, return to the light you were before distortion. And that is why melody is so powerful, because a bell opens the field, but melody holds the path. One note calls, another note answers, another note continues. And little by little, a habit of resonance is created, a clean repetition, a beautiful repetition, a repetition that does not imprison, a repetition that orders. And then inspiration wakes up, creativity wakes up, the desire to move wakes up, the desire to create wakes up, memory wakes up. The light remembers that it did not come to obey a dead form. The light came to radiate. Look at the circle, one circumference, then another, closer and closer to the center until it reaches the point, and the point is the axis. And when the axis wakes up, the light stops spinning lost. The light aligns, the light rises. The light radiates, the light finds its center again. That is why repetition can be prison, and repetition can also be liberation. It depends on the pattern. A repetition of fear imprisons you. A repetition of beauty orders you. A repetition of pain binds you. A repetition of clean sound reminds you. Now I understand why they wanted to silence certain frequencies, why they wanted to lower the bells, remove the bells, silence the towers, change the soundscape of the people. Because when the air is filled with living sound, the field changes. And when the field changes, consciousness changes. And when consciousness changes, the being begins to remember, it begins to ask, it begins to feel, it begins to leave the pattern. And this goes beyond one single frequency. It can be 432, it can be 440, it can be a deep bell, it can be a bright bell, it can be a kalimba.
It can be a handpan. It can be a tongue drum. It can be a marimba. Can be all of them together. Because when many clean waves meet, the air fills with life. The space stops being flat. The field stops being asleep. The molecules of water begin to receive movement. The light begins to remember irradiation, and reality begins to search for perfect tuning. If this reality is a deviated signal, sound helps straighten it. If this reality is a twisted frequency, melody calls it back into order. If this reality is a false overlay, a living wave moves through the pattern and says, remember, align, return to the center, return to unity. Because particles seek tuning, water carries memory, light radiates unity, and consciousness returns to itself. So yes, let the bells ring, let the kalimbas ring, let the handpans sing, let the tongue drums sing, let the marimbas sound, let the voice rise, let the wind fill with waves, let the air fill with movement, let the home fill with resonance, let the body remember, let the field become ordered, let the light feel itself again. Because when distortion is sustained by forgetting, melody brings memory. And when the prison is sustained by repetition, we answer with an older repetition, the repetition of order, the repetition of beauty,
the repetition of unity, the repetition of the Eternal One calling itself back home.
I want bells everywhere. I want the air full of resonance. I want the air full of waves of sounds. I want my freedom. And I'm quite sure you too. I want to be different. I want another kind of life. To awake this reality, this existence. If they are light and they have forgotten what light is, the true meaning of transparency, this is their problem, but not ours. Okay? That is their problem. So now we are going to ask everywhere, bring our bells back. And you at home, start playing instruments, but also please, purity we need now to clean our life, our water, our existence from density, to be detached from all kind of density. A light was never eating something, but now we have this body. Now we have to see what to do. But you know what? To eat at least the simplest. To eat at least colors, but also vegan. I know that you have these habits. And you know why? Because you have been always like this sponge. You have just absorbed everything. Do you know what they have done? They set you a trap. This is what they have done. And made you forget. They made you forget. They set you a trap and they made you forget. This is what they have done. Can you feel it now? Tell me, click, click. You start now remembering. It's just inside of you. Nobody can tell you what was happening. Nobody can tell you what did happen. Only you can remember. I remember. If I remember, you can remember. Okay? We all can remember. We all can activate it. The truth inside of us. Truth breathes only inside of you. For this reason, I say, forget the books, forget the tablets, forget everything what want to convince you that something else outside of you is truth. Because you need to be in front of, to be sure that something is truth. Okay? Just like that. It's very easy. They set you a trap and they made you forget your own light. This is what they had done. And that is why they silenced the bell. Your own nature, plasma within you, because you are plasma. Everything in us is light. This is the reason why I say, this is not an avatar. This is not a computer. This is you. Slow down with the same pattern and again of repetition of carbon body. And this is why they have silenced the bells. And now let us find out why the bells are so important. Why instruments, wind instruments, vibrations, instruments are so important, are so crucial here now. Stay with me.